It is noon. I'm Betsy Golden, and I want to come on today and share with you the new Turnabout Toolkit from Concord and 9th. I've actually had this for before Creativation, so probably around January 20th or so is when I got it. Sorry, I'm parched. I have to take a sip of water. But anyway, I got this around January 20th. I ordered it as well as the Happy Birthday Turnabout stamp. And I've used the Turnabout before. I've made my makeshift little Turnabout tool to help me do it. But they've come out with a kit that has everything in it. I don't know the price. I'm very sorry. But I do have a link provided down below to the Concord and 9th store. I want to say this was like $55 or $60. And I have gone through and played with it. I'm going to open it up again and you can kind of see what's in it. I keep everything in the box. But like I said, I've had this since January. Hi, hello, Gail from South Central Pennsylvania, right? It's Pennsylvania? Cool. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We're going to be playing with the Concord and 9th Turnabout Toolkit. So like I said, I got this back in January. Didn't play with it literally until last night. They went out of stock on this for, gosh, a while, and it just came back. So here, let's dig into it, and I'm going to show you what's in it. Again, I used mine last night, so it's not all pretty and all new. Not everything is in it, but it does come in this nice box, which is great for storage, and nice little note. And then everything else is in here. Happy crafting, love the color. And you get a set of dies, and like I said, I've split mine apart. So it comes with a set of dies. It comes with your Everyday Bouquet Turnabout stamp. It has a Learn to Turn, a step-by-step guide on how to use the Turnabout stamps. And this is really why I got it. I've done a makeshift of my own before, like I had said, and I even have that in my YouTube when I did it. It was back in the winter. And I liked it, but I thought this would be better. This is a adhesive eraser for your temporary adhesive or repositionable. Little card with their information as well as the hashtags. We have also the Turnabout jig. This is the new thing. This is really why I bought the kit. I just wanted to see it with the directions in action, kind of like a class in a box. And then we have the, just do this. Comes with some envelopes and some cards, so it's the whole design is to make cards, and then also your repositionable adhesive. And I normally don't do direct stamping on a card base. I like to do it and then mat it to the card. I just think it looks better. But for this particular demonstration or tutorial or whatever you want to call it, I am going to be doing exactly as it teaches you how to do it in the book. So first thing you want to do is you want to pull out a stamping platform. Concord and 9th, they're big fans of Misties. I don't have a Misty. I have actually one that's been discontinued, probably because of the lawsuit with Misty. So I'm going to use that. I'm sorry, you guys. I would love to get a Misty, but the other one I have is, it's not big enough, and it's not a Misty, and it's been discontinued too because of that lawsuit. I don't have it yet, so I'm just going to make shift with my Tim Holtz Tonic Studios platform. I don't know if you can still get this or not. I love this thing, so I mean I'm happy with it. I don't think it's copyrighted off of the Misty. I may have gotten an idea from them, but this comes up like so you can do rubber mount on this side and then clear mount on this side. So to me it's different, but what do I know? You know, I know I've heard things about that lawsuit, and It's just ugly and I don't want to go there. So anyway, I digress. So we're going to start off with creating a card with our everyday bouquet turnabout. And the stamp set that I'm going to use is the new archivals that I'm still playing with that I got 40% off at Hobby Lobby. So this was like $11.99. I'm going to be doing these colors down here in picked raspberry, barn door, spice marmalade, and fossilized amber. So you're going to take your turnabout and you're just going to put the number 1 up in the right hand corner. So it's going to be up here. And then you're going to take your stamp that is going to do the turning, and you're going to lay out this X on I can't even say it. The perpetrate. That's not right. There's an X on this. I can't even think of the word, you guys. I'm so sorry. There's an X right here. I don't know if you can see that on, but it's like cut in. It's a little dash. So that is what you're going to line it up with. You're going to get the X in the center like so, and that's your little guide for your stamp. Then once you have your X lined up, you're going to take your stamp set, your little stamp, and you're going to line the stamp up on top of this. And once you get that lined up, we're going to pick it up. So that's lined up fairly well. So now I'm going to pick it up with my platform like so. And I'm going to just remove this guide. And now I am perfectly lined up to start my stamping. I'm going to use one of the cards from the kit because I don't normally do that, and it's fun. And what's cool about this turnabout is you can do a makeshift turnabout yourself, but I don't know if you notice in the corners, this is made to stamp specifically on a card. So you have like the long way card and then this way. So you just line up your paper in the corners and it lines up perfect, which is so hard to do sometimes when you do your makeshift card. And if you don't want to do a 6x6 or a perfect square turnabout, this is a really great option. So to me, this is what makes this a definite must-have. And you can get this tool, I think it's under $10, but this is definitely worth it. Just these notches in the corner so you can line it up. Now you're going to want to use some of your repositionable adhesive and adhere it to the turnabout. But what I like to do too is I don't like this to pop open, so I'm going to run a little bit on the inside of my card as well, just to hold it down, because it will pop open and then you won't get like really good stamping, so we don't want that. So we're going to just put this onto the turnabout jig with our repositional adhesive. I'm not lining it up in those notches like so. Okay, so all you do from here is you're just going to take your first ink color, and I am using picked raspberry, and you're just going to ink up your stamp. And then you just run it over. And I want to do it 2 times. I don't like it just once. I want it 2 times to get a nice crisp image. And since we're using a stamp platform, that's super easy to do. I don't have to worry about it not lining up because It's already there. I just don't rotate it into the next corner. Gina K has a wreath maker that's kind of a similar concept, only it is 8 points instead of 4. Okay, so from here, you're going to go ahead and just rinse off your ink pad, your stamp. I'm using a StazOn cleaner on this just to get all that up. And then I also use a little bit of water since I'm using it right again. Alright, so from here I'm going to get my next ink ready, and it's going to be, actually I'm changing my mind. I'm going to do the Mermaid Lagoon. So I had the 1 up here in this corner, so I'm going to move and put the 2 up in that corner, like so. So I've turned my card, and then I'm just going to ink up my stamp once again, and we're just going to repeat this process. And what we'll be left with, and make sure that you're flush in the corner over there. What we'll be left with is a bouquet. It'll be a really pretty bouquet. So I'm going to do it a second time just to get a nice crisp image. Again, I'm making sure that I'm flush in the corner. Ooh, nice crisp image. So the next color I'm going to use is going to be the Spiced Marmalade. Catherine Pooler, I would love some of her inks because they work so beautifully on this, and they're really crisp after just, one run of it. It's awesome. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and put that 3 in the corner, like so. And then I'm going to take my marmalade, and just my spiced marmalade, and just dab this up. Then let me do it one more time. One thing I have noticed about this particular platform by Tim Holtz is that there are areas that it doesn't stamp well in. It's like it's not a flat, completely flat, even surface. And I thought it was just me, but I actually have heard that from other individuals as well. Other crafters say the same thing. So keep that in mind if you're using his. And that's still not the best, so I'm going to do that one more time. And there we go. And then the last one I'm going to use, my number 4, is going to be the fossilized amber. And then we'll throw on some of the die cuts. Those are super cute on this. And I have a trick that I'm going to show you for that. Well, you guys may know, it took me forever to figure this little thing out. And that is the magnetic sheets that you can use on your Cuttlebug or Sizzix. Hello, that made everything so much easier. Because I wanted to pop out 4 different colors of everything, but to have to lay the dies out and then pray to God that they don't slide around as you run it through the Sizzix machine is kind of a pain in the booty. But if you take a magnetic sheet and put it down, it's easy. You just keep popping it through. It's awesome. Oops, I didn't turn this, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Woo! I got to talking, wasn't paying attention. So I put the 4 up in that corner. And as you can see, it's all coming together now really nicely. And then one more time, we're going to pop down that fossilized amber, and boom. So that is my finished look, and then we will finish off the card. So what Concord 9th did was they really made a pretty good product to create cards that are quite stunning, and not too much time and effort, not too much work on this, but a little bit. It takes a little bit to rotate things through, but that's okay. So from here, I'm just going to pop my stamp back on here, and then I'm just going to take and okay, so let me take this off and then we'll move on, but I want to show you something that's kind of cool. So let me take this off, and this is when that adhesive eraser comes in handy, because we're going to want to erase off all of that repositionable adhesive, and it works really well. You guys, something else that I appreciate is that Concord and 9th used scrapbook adhesive in their kit, and that's a small business. They could have probably gone with something else, but they didn't, so I respect that they support others in the community. All right, so we got to open it up because, like I have that adhesive on the inside too. So I just want to go through and just get that all up. And this little eraser really does a nice job taking it up. Okay, so I'm going to work with the card flat for a few minutes, and I'm actually going to make it so it goes long way. And I'm going to use some of the dies for this, and there's quite a few. I'm not going to pull them all out right now because that would be time consuming, and I want to respect your time, but I want to show you what I did to get them dyed. I got them cut in like 4 different colors. So I took these, I found these at Hobby Lobby, and they are they're magnetic sheets. They're just magnetic sheets. There's 3 of them in a pack, and there's $6. And oh my gosh, they're so awesome. I took these, I laid them all out, and then I just popped 1 sheet, ran it through, dyed it. I didn't have to reset my dyes or anything. I just went through, popped another sheet on it, ran it. It was so wonderful. So what I want to do from here is, what I die cut them on is an adhesive cardstock mat that I found at Joann's. And basically, this is just cardstock with adhesive on the back. So it makes it really easy just to stick things on. And what I want to do is I want to take this green and I want to pop it on, and then I want to stamp my sentiment on it. And I ripped it. Oh, isn't that so classic? Of course I did. I do have other colors, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll use a different color. Let's do this really pretty blue. Don't think that it cut all the way through the top up there, so I'm just gonna do that for it. Okay. All right, so this is one of the ones that came with it, and so you can just pop that down in the middle. And then I want to take from this same little set, I'm going to do congrats on it. And again, I'm just going to pop it on my stamp platform. Move those out of the way. And then, another little trick. In order to get your magnets easily apart and not pinch your fingers, wrap them in washi tape and leave some tail on. Then you can pull them apart. Okay. So let me put the congrats down. And again, I've already adhered that onto the card. This is a great way to make a card that can go through the mail, because we have to do like flat things through the mail, as you guys know. And then the color that I'm going to use on this, I'm just going to use black, the black suit on this, like so. And pretty good coverage. I want to do it one more time. And then to finish this off, what I will probably do is add, of course, some Nuvo drops. And then I'll show you my other finished card that I made last night as I was practicing out this technique. Now, if you ever get to a point in your crafting in which you don't perfectly line up your sentiment, don't worry about that. You know what you can do? Just go over it with a different color and get it off center, and then it looks perfectly fine. I learned that trick from the Dina Wakely booth at Ranger. That was really cool. How if you don't get something lined up, so what? Just do it in a different color and purposely off center it a little, and you're good to go. All right, so this is this finished little card minus my Nuvo drops, but I don't have them on my desk, so I'm not going to get them. I'll finish them up in a minute. But let me show you the other one that I did. And actually, for this, I want to go around it with my white pin just to kind of make it pop a little bit, just around the edges. And I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be a little bit off. And this just gives it a little bit of, I don't know, personality. So I'm just kind of going around the edges. It helps when the white pen wants to work with you, but this cardstock is also very different than what I'm used to working with. And then I always go over it like kind of twice when I'm freehanding it like this. All right. So I'll add some Nuvo drops to that, and that card will be good for the mail. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is this. This is the one I did last night. Hello! This is the one I did last night, and I took those little die cuts that came matching, and I popped them on, and then I also went over with the white again. And then I used pop dots to pop on my little sentiment to give it a little bit more of lift, and then of course the Nuvo drops. Now, for those of you that are like, that's cool, but I'm not a card maker, I have something for you to keep in mind. I actually bought my happy birthday turnabout stamp for something other than, I'm going to use it in my scrapbook. And so this is the stamp, and this is what the finished look should be. And I'm going to show you what I did. I actually started to prep for my scrapbook for my son. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper, and I'm going to just, after I stamped it, which I've done, I'm going to run it through and do 2 circles. And I'm going to do a big circle out of this, and then a small circle out of Best Day Ever, and then a banner with Happy Birthday on it, and use a scrapbook paper on a scrapbook page with it, right? Well, I stamped my image, and I really, really like how these turned out. I love the font on Best Day Ever. I think it's so cute. But I don't know what I did wrong because I lined up the jig. This is for my older boy. His page is going to be with a Kaiser Craft rustic type steampunk. So I did it in these colors, which is the black suit, the ground espresso, hickory smoke, and vintage photo in the archival ink. But if you guys notice, the cupcake top and liner don't match up, neither does the ice cream cone. And I thought, well, maybe it's supposed to be whimsical like that. But on the back, it shows them perfectly lined up. And so I tried it again for my younger son's page, and the same thing. And this time I'm going to have to do this one again because I used the soft side and I don't like how it stamped. But the same thing, it didn't line up. So if you guys have any tips on why that happened to me, I would appreciate it if you would comment down below, because I can't figure out what I did wrong for the life of me. I thought that I had it lined up in the center. I did it on the square. I used the jig and it still didn't line up. And that kind of stinks. I'm kind of sad. I think I can still use it, but I don't know. I just noticed that I wanted it to be lined up. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. I am going to put together the boys' scrapbook page for their birthdays. I have one for the 14th and 18th. Their birthdays are a week apart. So I actually do like a sketch. I come up with a sketch and then I do them both the same with like different colors and stuff. So I'm going to have that over on my blog probably sometime next week. And again, if you guys can tell me what I did wrong on this one, I would appreciate it because I want to fix it and I don't know what I did. Yeah, so that's the Turnabout kit. I think that they're back in stock. The other one they have back in stock that I want is the marble one, which is really pretty. So head on over and check them out. I do have the link provided down below. And check out my blog, my website as well. It's just Bets Golden. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Oh, you have a good weekend too. Happy Mail Stamper. What a name, Happy Mail Stamper. That makes me happy. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will chat with you again on Tuesday. Remember, I come on Tuesday through Friday at noon. If you can't join me, I totally understand. We all have a life, but you can come back and, catch it on replay. Until next time, happy crafting.